Hello and welcome to another episode of my Logan Sargeant career mode. This time we're here for the Singapore Grand Prix, which is my favourite track. So I'm hoping that today we'll be able to do well. Obviously a track that I like, a track that I say I'm pretty good at as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to score some good points here. If you didn't watch the last episode, definitely go check that one out. It was a bit of an interesting race towards the end, let's just say that. Bit of an interesting incident, let's just say, with, I think it was Pierre Gasly it was with. One of the Alpines anyway. But so high hopes for this weekend. We're approaching the end of the season here actually now. So hopefully we'll be able to get a good move. If not, maybe we'll even stay to Williams. But I'll let you guys pick where I go. I'll show you what teams are available, and you guys can just pick where you want me to go to. But with that being said, it is time for luckily, I'm quite excited for this one actually, but it is time for the Singapore Grand Prix.
As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up, and it'll be red hot by the time we find out who's on pole for tomorrow's race. Time to set the grid then. Welcome along to qualifying here in Singapore.
Now the first lap here of Q1, it felt quite strong to be fair. So I don't think I'll have to go back out. But as I come across the line here, it is going to be third fastest for now. I think that should be good, to be honest. I don't think we're going to have to go out again. And I was right. We do get through. We went fifth fastest overall. Alex Albon actually getting through as well. So both of us making it into Q2. Hopefully we'll be able to make it into Q3 this time. I don't know when the last race was that we both made it into Q3. I think it was a few races ago. But either way, now in Q2, doing my one and only, hopefully the one and only lap, as I actually got second fastest this time. So this lap would definitely, what I'd like to say, it would definitely be enough to make it through. And it was good enough to get through. Albon also getting through there, but barely there in P10. We get through in P7. Alonso actually going fastest of the session. And that's Sergio Perez, who's been knocked out in Q2 there in P13. So not a great race for him, or great qualifying for him. Now as we go into Q3 here now, high hopes. But as me being the biggest Q3 bottler ever, I do crash. Here I just turn in too early here and I clip the wall. And to be honest, I was a bit like, what the hell happened? And I forgot to brake. And I broke too late and then I hit the wall. Not that it really mattered anyway, so I wouldn't have enough time to go out again. But yeah, Alex Albon getting P9 there. But definitely a shame. I feel like I bottle it in Q3 quite a lot, to be fair. Still, we made it into Q3, both of us, so that's pretty good. But now, hopefully, the race will be a bit better. So it's now time for the Grand Prix.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. Things have changed slightly around the Marina Bay circuit, with 4 corners removed between turns 16 and 19. It means the lap length is now just over 3 miles, and that might come as a welcome relief to the drivers, and more especially their brakes. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Albon, Sargeant, Stroll, Tsunoda, Perez, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas, Russell, Gasly, Joe, Ricciardo, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now, as you can see there, towards the end of the race, actually, it's supposed to rain. So I'm going to change the strategy completely here. I'm going to start on the hards, and I'm just going to stay on the hards until it rains, and I'll just go on intermediates. Well, that's the plan. I hope that does get it rains enough for it to go to intermediates, or my strategy's screwed. But as we come to 5 red lights here now, it's lights out and away we go. As we don't really get a great start here, as Lance Stroll gets a good start, and Yuki Tsunoda both jumping us off the line. I'm trying to be a bit cautious going into turn 1, trying not to get wing damage early on here, as I maybe try and look up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda here going into turn 3, I think it is. But as we continue to go side by side, I use a bit of my battery there, but he's ahead of us, and there's nothing I can do. But now, after that long straight-ish, but I do try and send it down the inside here, almost hitting the rear of my teammate there on, but I do make it past Yuki Tsunoda back into the points there as well, so bit of an improvement there. But on lap 5 here now, you can see Stroll and Albon both battling away ahead of us there, so it kind of gives us an opportunity here, because they lost a little bit of time to send it up Lance Stroll on the inside there, and we do actually make it up into P9 here. So following our teammate through, and just hoping that these hards have or aren't as slow as they should be compared to those mediums, as I try and move it up the inside of my teammate here, hoping that he wouldn't fight back too much. But obviously, as we know from this career mode, Albon is not a team player, so he does try and fight back a little bit, but we do make the pass. But yellow flags here now, and there's a spun Ferrari there, Carlos Sainz, which does give me a little bit of a jump there, and I do actually, well, that scared me, to be honest. He did spin there, hit the wall as well, which is a shame for him. But now the two McLarens and the Mercedes ahead of us are quite close now, so maybe we'll be able to try and make a move on them anytime soon. But now I'm pretty sure quite a few cars do decide to pit, but Oscar Piastri actually stays out here, so I'm pretty sure he's doing the same thing I am and just staying out until it rains. But now obviously I've stayed out, hoping that it does actually rain soon, otherwise the strategy could be quite bad. But it is going to rain soon, I'm pretty sure, within the next few laps, so I'm just going to stay hopeful and hope that the rain does come soon. And at the end of lap 10 here, you can see that the rain has come. Oscar Piastri decided to pit, so I decided to follow him into the pits here then, to go on to intermediate tyres. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure now, as you can see, there's quite a big gap to behind. Either way, it doesn't really matter if they pit or not, because we're going to pit on intermediates. They have to pit again. So I'm pretty sure we've got P2 here for now. Obviously, as you can see, a few cars going past the pits, but they're still on dry tyres. So theoretically, I'm pretty sure we do have P2 in the bag. So this strategy definitely working quite well for us. So I'm pretty happy with how it went, and that I actually tried it, because obviously it could have backfired completely. But as we come out of the pits, we are currently P6, but hopefully we'll be able to overtake some cars quickly. Obviously they're on the dries, we're on the intermediates. Now as we approach Lando Norris here, we do try and go around the outside here pretty easily as well, because obviously he's lacking grip on those dry, hard tyres. So they're obviously going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap, and that's what most of them do. Well, actually all of them do. And we do move up into P2. So now I'm just hoping that the gap is big enough for me to be able to hold it off, because I'm not that strong in the wet. Now we do have a 10-second gap to Esteban Ocon behind us. So I'm pretty sure with just 5 laps to go, we should be able to hold them off. But now what I don't want is a safety car. And on lap 13 here, Carlos Sainz is out of the session. I'm like, great, safety car. But it is only a virtual safety car, and if I play this right, I could actually gain some time on Ocon here if I do it right. Obviously, if it was an actual safety car, I think I'd be screwed. But at the end of the safety car, we actually did play it right, and we actually have a 13-second gap now to Esteban Ocon, so we've actually gained 3 seconds. So actually working out in our favour. I do hit the wall there a little bit because I don't know. That was just my bad. But honestly, I don't know why, but now as I pass the final few corners, you can see Carlos Sainz there, where he retired. But it brings back out the virtual safety car. So I don't know why they ended it in the first place, just to bring it straight back out. But now I'm thinking, it's back. The gap's back down to 11 seconds. But at the end, I got it back up to 14 seconds. So we've actually managed to play it quite well here on both of the virtual safety cars to actually help us out. So that's actually pretty good if you ask me. But now just 2 laps to go to hold it off and keep this P2. And we do manage to do it here. As you can see, the rainfall has gotten a lot worse, but we do come home to get P2. So there you have it, Logan Sargeant's first podium in his career mode here. We've managed to do it in Season 1. But yeah, definitely a great race for us. Obviously, the strategy playing a big part in us actually winning the race. Or not winning, sorry. But getting P2 in the race. Unfortunately, Alex Albon did drop a few places there, down to P14. But still, a great result for the team. A great result for us. Hopefully helping, or not helping, but letting other teams know that we do have the potential. Maybe looking for us to be a driver for their team next season. Obviously, maybe Aston Martin or another team that are definitely a bit better, but likely for us to maybe actually go to them. But this is it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed. I know I definitely enjoyed this race. But I'll see you in the next one.